What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue, and what I'm gonna be doing today is gonna be some collard greens. This recipe was requested by Norma Jean. Sorry it took me so long to get around to this. I was a little hesitant to do this because collard greens to me just seems like one of those recipes, like no matter how you do it, somebody's gonna complain about it. I could just already see the comments coming in right now. Like, my grandmama grew up in, like, you know, South Carolina in 1582 and she did them like this. I could already see it. Anyway, I'm gonna show you how I do it. I think they're excellent. Hopefully you do as well. I do things maybe a little bit different. I'm gonna kind of explain why I do this as we go along. Anyway, ingredients we're gonna be using, I have some collard greens, and we will be washing this down the road. And I will have the recipe in the description. Go down there and take a look. I'm gonna be using some Ham Hocks, and in case my Ham Hocks don't yield enough meat, I do have some pork shanks we're going to throw in there as well. Both of these are smoked. Also going to be using some fresh garlic, onions that I have chopped up. I have those in the refrigerator. I don't have them out here right now. I'm going to be using some Better Than Bullion, chicken bouillon, powder would be fine, salt, just a hint of brown sugar and red pepper flakes. Sometimes I'll add apple cider vinegar, sometimes I won't. I will go ahead and do it in this recipe. Anyway, first thing I'm gonna do is get over to the stove, get some onions in a pot with a little bit of olive oil, and just get those things cooked down until they are translucent. Onions have been cooking for about 4 minutes. They're starting to have that translucent appearance to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our garlic right now. And I'm gonna cook this down until they actually maybe start looking like they're just about to start caramelizing. Look like they're just about to start caramelizing. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our Ham Hocks and our Ham Shanks right now. We'll get into why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it as soon as I get this filled with water. Alright. We're just going to cover this up completely. Now that that's covered up, I'm going to bring it to a boil. And then I'm going to turn it down and we're going to simmer it for about an hour. Now that we have all that in the pot, we got a lid on it, we're going to let it go an hour. The reason I'm doing it like this is that's just going to flavor our water up. I don't want to add the collard greens too early. There's a lot of people that like collard greens that are cooked to death. I like mine with a little more texture, so I'm not going to cook these collard greens in there the whole time that's cooking down. So anyway, all that we're going to do now, it's going to take the greens and we're going to strip them off the, just strip the stem off. If you get a little bit of stem in there, that should be fine. Now that we got the leaves removed from the stem, I'm just going to grab some of them and I'm just going to roll it up. Sort of like that. And then we're just going to, you can cut these as thin or as thick as you'd like. So the hard part's done. All I need to do is finish cutting up these greens, wait for those Ham Hocks and Ham Shanks to cook for about an hour, and then we'll get these in the pot. So we cooked these Ham Hocks and the Ham Shank in here until they got tender. We're gonna go ahead and remove those right now. We are gonna go ahead and add another ingredient that I forgot to mention a little bit earlier. I have tasted this water just to make sure that we are on target. Don't want to add too much salt or anything to it. So we got that removed, and we're going to be chopping that up here a little bit. We're going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of this chicken base. And if you buy the Better Than Bullion, we're going with about a teaspoon and a half of that. Now the heat level, that's going to be all dependent on you, but we're going to go ahead, hit it with some red pepper flakes, our salt, a little bit of this Cajun seasoning, and then our brown sugar. Now we're just going to go ahead and add these greens. And we're going to put a lid back on it, let it go for about another, I don't know, I'm going to let it go for about an hour. I do want to check it in about 45 minutes just to make sure that we aren't overcooking them. I do like my greens tender, but I do not like them mushy. So now that we've let the ham shanks and the ham hocks cool down, we're going to go ahead and strip off any meat that's on them. What I like to do is just take some kitchen shears, run them up against the bone. That's going to release the fat, and I'm just going to basically cut all the fat off of these ham hocks. We're just going to throw that fat away, or you can save it for a different recipe if you want to flavor something up. And then we're just going to chop the meat up as big or as small as you'd like. Remember, we are going to be adding it back to the greens, so they could end up falling completely apart if you cut them, if you cut it too small. These greens have been going for about 45 minutes. I just tasted for tenderness. We're probably going to go about another 30 minutes on it. I also tasted the liquid, and I was kind of debating whether I was going to add vinegar or not. I'm going to go ahead and add a little vinegar to it just to give it a little bit of a tang to it. And I'm going to go with about 3 tablespoons. Anyway, I'm going to stir that in. Next time you see me, this will all be plated up and we'll be tasting. See what's up. So that's what they look like all plated up. Let's get in and see what's up with this taste. Definitely has plenty of meat. Excuse me. Definitely glad I did decide to go ahead with that vinegar this time. Flavor is perfect as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure there's somebody out there that has a recipe that's been handed down for 400 years that's better or whatever, but I'm telling you, this stuff is good. We didn't cook the collard greens to death. The meat, tender. Anyway, I'm glad that somebody requested this. It had been a while since I made some, at least 3 years. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe. I'm out.